it will be my first time to do a shift here, so I'm a little bit nervous and I'm a little bit anxious because it's intensive care and yeah. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nurse Ventura. I am a Filipino nurse working in the Republic of Ireland for 5 years now. And this vlog is about a day in the life of an agency nurse. So if you're looking to do some agency shifts, whether you want to challenge yourself when it comes to your nursing skills, or you want to be a full-time agency nurse to be more in control of your work schedule, join me in this vlog as I share my own experience for a day in my agency shift. So guys, I am staying in this B&B for the night because the hospital that I am assigned to for this shift is 1.5 hours drive away from my apartment. So in this assignment, I'll pay for the accommodation, but the agency will reimburse 50% of the cost later on, which will be included in my salary next week. Now I'm checked in and the lovely lady gave me the key to my room and the main door. My room is at the top floor. So guys, accommodation here in Ireland has gotten very expensive. For this room, I have paid 99 euros to stay for the night with breakfast included. It has one single bed and a private bathroom and pretty much all the basic stuff that I need. This is walking distance to the hospital, so it is very handy to stay in. I've done a couple of agency shifts at this point, and some hospitals will provide hotel accommodation free of charge, but most of them do not. I think it is better to drive from home to reduce the cost and increase your take-home pay, but this is my first shift here, so I don't want to be late. I still believe in the saying that first impressions last. Guys, if you're wondering why I'm speaking in English and not in Tagalog, it's because some of my subscribers here in this channel requested me to speak in English so that they can understand what I'm saying. And please forgive me if some of my grammars are not 100% correct, because I don't really do this in my personal life. Like I speak, English is my second language. My personal life, outside of work, I speak Tagalog, of course. So when it comes to agency shifts, guys, how agency shifts work is that I am signed up to a staffing agency, nursing staffing agency here in Ireland. And when the hospitals around Ireland needs nurses, they will call this agency, and the agency will then see who among their employees or among their members can do a shift in that hospital. So for me, I only accept shifts for intensive care. I have accepted a shift in the ward, but I didn't really like it. So yeah, it will be my first time to do a shift here, so I'm a little bit nervous and I'm a little bit anxious because it's intensive care. And yeah, so if you guys want to do agency shifts, like the major requirements would be, first of all, you have to have a good kind of foundation or good experience in the area that you want to work in. The number 2 requirement is that you have to know how to drive. Although a lot of nurses, some of the nurses that I know who does agency shifts doesn't know how to drive, but they, it's kind of hard to go from one county to another if you use public transportation. So it's better if you know how to drive, because they also give you the agency will also give you petrol allowance. The agency will give me 50% of what I've spent for the accommodation, and for the petrol they will give that into the my salary. Petrol allowance, I think that's 65 cents per kilometer or something like that. It's not much, but you still get a little bit of allowance. So it's 8:30 in the evening, guys, and I am getting ready to sleep. But first, I make sure that all my stuff are sorted for tomorrow, and I brought a pair of scrubs just in case, but usually in the ICUs and theater, they almost always provide scrubs. Now I'm trying to refresh my brain cells and scanning what I call my ICU second brain. This book right here is my go-to notebook when I forget things. This is my notebook that I have made and kept when I was starting my ICU training in my previous unit and have saved me a lot of times in the ICU. So here I record mostly what I usually encounter, like which bottles to use for specific blood tests that I almost always forget, like phenytoin level or vancomycin level, etc. I also wrote here some of the most important things that I need to keep an eye on when I'm doing the head-to-toe assessment, and some of the bits and bobs that you can find in the ICU, like this Y-site IV drug compatibility. I can also find some of the critical care infusions and preparations in this notebook just because I can't store all of this in my brain. It is a very handy notebook, but I also have to make sure that they follow the same guidelines in this hospital. It's just good to know the basics and tweak it as per institution's policies and procedures. I don't know if it's just me, but if I don't write it, I will not remember it. So I mostly write all of the things that I have to learn, so that I can look back on them at some point in time when I need them. So here guys, it is 6 a.m. in the morning. My alarm clock is killing me, but I have to wake up and prepare as the shift starts at 7:30, and I want to get a parking space. Plus, I want to have some coffee first before my shift starts. Luckily, the shop in front of the hospital is already open at this time, so here I got my favorite mocha and 3 pieces of sausage roll, and I spent €5 in total for breakfast. I usually don't eat sausage rolls in the morning, but because I am in a hurry, I want to have something in my tummy. So I managed to get to the unit without getting lost. I needed an ID badge to get inside, but I accidentally bumped into the clinical nurse manager, so she let me in into the men's changing room. So guys, this is the outfit for today. Will you wear it? So here guys, I just make sure that I have all my weapons before I go inside the ICU. Weapons meaning all these things inside my pocket. So here guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I was really nervous going in, which I believe is normal. Facing an unknown unit you haven't seen and people you don't know can be terrifying. So I was told to take handover from the night staff in one of the bed space. She was really nice and did the handover slowly, as they are also computerized but using a different software, so I had to really ask a lot of questions. So I was given a patient with septic shock and needing vasopressor support and potentially continuous renal replacement therapy later today. So here's my first break guys. Basically from 7:30 to 8 o'clock was pretty much handover. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock I had to finish my head-to-toe assessment because at 9 o'clock they start breaks, and I was told to start breaks on time as to not delay the other staff. So here I am on break, contemplating on my day ahead because I had a feeling that I will be very busy towards the end of my shift, as my patient is really unwell and needing a lot of hemodynamic support. So here guys, I'm enjoying my Subway sandwich and chips, and I believe it's already 12:30 and I'm taking my lunch break. I was told to take an hour by the nurse who's minding my patient, and I'm already halfway there. I was less nervous at this point because I was getting support from the staff in the unit, and they were friendly, so it made the day a little bit lighter. Break time is over and I had to go back to give my IV medications, roll my patient, do bloods, and catch up with my documentation. I'm still pretty much unfamiliar with their computer system, but having an electronic documentation background in my previous unit helped me a lot to somewhat get comfortable with this one and not be totally clueless. To be honest, this shift was really busy as I predicted. Just having a glance with my patient first thing in the morning, my patient really became critically unwell and we had to put my patient on renal support but became very unstable. We had to give a lot of electrolytes and antiarrhythmic medications, inotropic support, and a lot of nursing care. Also, we had to let the family and relatives in, and the doctors were pretty much at my bed space all throughout. It was just really busy towards the end as expected, but as long as my patient was safe, I don't really mind being busy. So here guys, I'm taking my last tea break, a and I was really starving, so I had to get something in the shop, otherwise I'll be shaking myself. I think this is 6:30 in the evening, and I pretty much have done whatever I can do nursing wise. Infusions are up, my patients remains unstable but improved very slightly. I just have to catch up with my documentation and do the handover for the night staff. Now I'm ready to go home. I have done a 12-hour shift, and although my patient remains really unwell, I know I have done my very best to render care. And I'm tired at this point, but hey, once you realize you've helped someone in the smallest ways you can, takes away some of that negative feelings inside you. So here guys, I was supposed to drive back to our apartment, but I was so tired and my hubby was doing an agency shift as well, and he's booked in this hotel near me. So I just decided to stay one more night and relax here rather than drive 1.5 hours going back. So he is doing a shift for theater, and this assignment of his, the hotel was provided by the hospital. Sometimes you just get lucky with assignments. Today I'm not that lucky. I made it through the day. So now guys, I'm finished with my agency shift and I'm ready to rest because I am so tired for the day. So hopefully guys, you enjoy this vlog, and yeah, so that's it. My day in the life vlog is finished. My shift is finished. Until next time, you can join me again if you want to, if I go somewhere else. And again, this is your Nurse Ventura, your Filipino nurse in Ireland. See you again. Bye.